YouTube? This is Kentucky Prepper 1792, and today I'm going to talk about precious metals. Precious metals have come into the spotlight within the past 15 years, ever more so, because our nation's getting in debt, and as our money becomes worthless, the value of metals are going up, at least compared to our worthless dollar. I'm afraid that we're headed for economic collapse. Our lawmakers are not recognizing this, and I'm afraid that we are going to see the same end as the USSR did when they collapsed because their economy just collapsed. So this is a representation of my precious metal stash. Here is my gold. I don't have any gold coins. I just have some gold jewelry. This is just a golden ring that I have, which I think is 14 karat or so. Yep, 14 karat gold. And at the end of this video, I'll show you how you can convert that 14 karat into percent gold composition, and also how to convert that into the value of the coin, because too many of these buy gold, buy silver places are ripping people off, and I want you to get your money's worth. And this is also some junk gold that I have, and this is a necklace which isn't totally junk, but it's gold. These are my 90% silver coins for the most part. I got lucky with these 4 coins right here. The dealer that I bought them from, actually these 3, the dealer that I bought these 3 coins from, they thought they were 40% silver, which maybe you can see on here. I got a crappy camera. It's a Kennedy half dollar. It says 40% silver. This is a 1964 90% silver coin, so I lucked out on this and I got it for cheap. He wasn't in his booth. I got this at like a flea market kind of place and bought it at a discount because he hadn't been in a while and silver had increased in value, and so I got it for $8, which was a steal at the time. And got a 90% silver Roosevelt coin, Roosevelt dime, 1954. Got a silver quarter, 1961. I have a wartime nickel, which is 35% silver, 56% copper, and the rest is manganese. Not worth a lot, but hey, it's silver. I have my, Liberty dollars here, troy ounce. When you're buying this, they call it junk silver, which I guess the Liberty dollar is not considered junk silver. But when it has the seal of the United States of America, that is something people can trust. I mean, people know that, the United States of America, when they were minting coins, they weren't minting coins to rip people off, to, put out fake silver out there. It's something that people can trust, and they know that, that's something that can be verified. Unlike this is a 2-ounce coin that I bought at my local numismatic store. I got it because the brokerage fee was reduced, not as much as the Liberty dollars. It weighs out fine, so I'm pretty confident. I haven't tested it with an acid, but I'm pretty confident that this is 0.999 fine silver. It says made in USA, copy 2 troy ounces, and I think they put the copy there because they didn't want anybody to think that they were trying to portray themselves as the United States of America, which they're on a spree of, taking dollar coins from people, or taking silver and gold. Some stuff in the news about that. Then I got one that I got from the usmint.gov with the certificate authenticity. It's got this little thing in it, but really it's an ounce of silver in my opinion. So it's really good to have silver. It's good to have different denominations of silver. 2 ounces, that's a big purchase. 1 ounce, it's probably going to be another big purchase. But these you know, dimes, your quarters, your half dollars, your dollars, you know, they're good to have because you might want to buy small items. If we're in an economic collapse SHTF scenario, it's good to have, you know, small denominations, because what are you going to do? You're going to buy 3 bananas for, you know, a Liberty dollar, you know, your Silver Eagle. It's not going to happen. Maybe you'd pay, you know, a nickel or a dime worth of silver for it. So that's something to think about. Buying that, what they call junk silver, is good because you're going to have denominations of it. And you might be able to get it for a cheaper brokerage fee. So these are my copper rolls. I collect copper rolls. My copper pennies. Copper pennies are 1982 and before. I have found a 1983 penny, and then I got really broke and needed to scrounge up some change and spent it. And then I realized how rare 1983 copper penny is. Anybody out there has one, give me a private message, and I'd just like to know that I'm not crazy by believing that I had a 1983 copper penny. There's something you can also tell a copper penny by. A copper penny, if you flick it, it's going to go bing! If you take a clad or the new pennies, which are mostly zinc, they're just going to go think. They're going to just have a little thud to it. So I'm going to show you, hopefully you'll be able to hear this. This is a copper penny, and I'm going to flick it, and hopefully you can hear the noise. So it goes bing! Do it again. Alright, and one more time. So hopefully you can hear that. It rings longer and throughout the entire flick. It'll be like bing! And this, you know, clad penny, which is a 1985, it's just going to go dink! You don't really hear a ring. Hopefully you can hear this on my crappy camera. And one more time. So with these zinc pennies, I just roll them up and give them back to the bank and feel like I got the better deal. Also just collect, you know, the copper. Like this was something that had a thermometer in it at one time. I don't know if that's some paint or whatever. I can't scratch it off. I don't know if it's oxidation or just paint made to look like oxidation. But, you know, that's copper. Copper is that valuable. When you go to the hardware store, at least in my community, if you ask to buy some copper tubing, they look up to see how much copper's going for that day, and they sell it to you on that spot price. So I guess copper is considered a precious metal these days. I also store nickels. Nickels are 75% copper. I actually roll them up into, you know, nickel rolls, and I hoard those as well. If the economy collapsed and you're doing like they did in, you know, Germany in the past, where you see the picture of the guy carrying a cart, like a wheelbarrow full of just dollar bills, like paper money, just to buy bread, you know, a nickel of actual metal, you know, 75% copper, 25% nickel, is going to be worth more than that dollar. So this, in my opinion, is a hedge against inflation. But with quantitative easing, they can manipulate the currency, and that's probably why silver's down right now, I'm guessing. So I do hoard my nickels. These are some old nickels right here. These are the Liberty nickels, but they're worth the same. They're the same amount composition, so although they're cool to have, you may have somebody wanting to buy it based on the collector's value. This is worth the same as this. I mean, there are other kinds of coins. There's bronze. This is a bronze Kentucky bicentennial, 200 years, 1792 to 1992 coin. I think I saw it on eBay for $2. I don't know why it's $2. I don't know if that's how much it's worth. But I don't believe there's a standard for bronze. So this is a bronze coin. I don't know what the composition is, and I haven't been able to find it online. And also have a bronze coin from France. It's a 1916. I think it's a centime. 5 centimes. I'm not sure what that's worth. It goes for a couple bucks on eBay. That's probably for the collector's value. I don't remember if I showed you this, but this is a 5, look it up, Esquado. This is a Portuguese coin, 1933. This is 65% silver. But the thing about no coin, nobody knows it. It's old. There's not a lot of trust in it. I mean, people don't know, you know, Portuguese money in America, especially from 1933. But they do know about that 1961 quarter right there. It's 9% copper. So this is what I have in terms of my precious metal storage. I recommend everybody to store up precious metals. Be patriotic, because, you know, if the economy collapsed in a SHTF scenario, this is currency right here. This is American currency. You know, beware that in the past, the United States government has made it illegal to own gold and maybe silver. I guess not the silver, but they made it illegal to own gold, and they pretty much hoarded it up from everybody. So this is Kentucky Prepper 1792 signing off. Keep God first, love your neighbor, and never stand down to evil.